We're back from getting it serviced, and of course we found a leak under the sink. This white pipe where these what do they call that, PEX over there, and then they use this flexible hose here. Sorry, bad light. I don't know why I don't think this is right, that you're supposed to use this kind of hosing with those also kind of fittings in there. You can see it. Well, I have a leak right here, so I'm going to go to the hardware store today and buy that tool that crimps those down tighter. But that's the way they hosed, or they plumbed this RV, which is a StarCraft, as you guys know. But I don't think you're supposed to use this flex piping along with the PEX tubing. So I'm going to try to fix that today. But that's why we do these, it's the first time out. Make sure all the systems work. But we just had it serviced at the dealer for the dewinterization. They checked all the appliances. And I don't know how they didn't see that there's water all over the floor when you turn the plumbing on, or the water pump. So one of the main reasons for us camping this weekend is we had some water leaks in the bathroom, as you saw in the previous video. So we are going to attempt to fix this ourselves. I'm just going to go over the basic tools that I bought. Now, when our camper was built, most RV manufacturers use these stupid rubber hoses. They stretch, they expand, they leak. They're just a cheap way to build them. I think because they're more flexible, they don't have to do as much plumbing work. They just jam these in there and plumb as fast as they can and they're done. But these are prone to leaking massively. So obviously, if you guys know what PEX is or you don't, PEX is a hard plastic tubing. They come in red for hot, blue for cold, and then white. I'm not sure why they use white, but the hardware store had these too. So I bought a 6-foot section of red and blue and a 5-foot section of white. The PEX is way stronger. Sorry about that. And the only thing is, you can't bend it around stuff. So you gotta form it and make elbows and stuff. So basically what I bought is the different colored PEX that I needed. And then for this application, I have just they make these in plastic. I end up going with brass because they don't crack. They don't deteriorate. So they have a straight connector, an elbow connector, and then, of course, a T. Because some of our pipes have water going in, and then it goes into the camper system. So these are the 3 ones I'm using. And then, obviously, the clamps, instead of using a worm clamp, they use these clamps that you slip over the hose. But then you need a special pair of pliers. You need a pliers A to cut these crimps off, which are these pliers. And then this is a crimping tool. So you basically undo it. There's a notch right there in the clamp. You put it in the head. You clamp it down, and then you crush it. And once it locks, it releases the pliers. So it's a way stronger connection. But that's what I'm going to do in there, and I'll show you the video when I'm done. I'm not going to show you every bit of doing it, but this is our main problem with our water leak. So we're going to fix this today. It is our anniversary and our birthday weekend, my birthday. So this is one of the points of us coming out. We can camp and do the work while we're camping. So let's get into it. But I'll show you guys what I did to finish it. Thanks. So part of the joys of RVing, I got a water leak still, and the dealer was no help. So they can't get me in for weeks. So I am, as you can see, this is the plumbing ban of the bathroom sink. These flexible hoses suck. They all leak. They shouldn't even be used when you're using PEX. So I replaced the blue. I replaced this line here with copper fittings and PEX line, and then I replaced this line here with official PEX and copper plumbing. So now I have more. Every time I touch something else, now all these are leaking here, these rubber flexible hoses. So I'm going to remove those and try to replace them. So let's see what happens. Okay, guys, so obviously you saw in the first video the mess with the rubber hoses, the way they designed it. So I finished the water bay. Let me get a flashlight here so you can see better. So you can see it's way cleaner than it was before. I still have 2 rubber hoses. One goes under the shower. One goes up through the wall. So I don't want to... I'm obviously not going to disconnect those because I don't have enough pecs or know-how to even fish it up into the wall. So, but the ones that I could fix, you know, they're... I got rid of all those stupid rubber hoses to the main fittings, and it's good. So I'm going to let it go for that now and keep an eye on it. But so far we have no leaks, and it's way cleaner, as you can tell. It's my birthday today. Yeah, 54. And it's also our anniversary, Miles. Our wedding anniversary yesterday. How many years, Miles?
Wedding is 10.
10. Yeah. We've been together 13. So
Today's his birthday, tomorrow's Easter.
So we're camping out for my birthday. So.
Yep. Happy birthday to you. Blow the candle.
Okay. It's definitely very foresty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially during the summer.
Yeah, summer's probably good, huh? But obviously they're way empty. I mean, it's only probably, what, 10% filled? Because this is our first weekend open. So here's a pool section. Yeah. Obviously it's not open yet. And then they have laundry. Kind of weird that it's outside, but... And bathrooms. Hi, Miles. Showers. But yeah. This is the general store. Good to see you. Yeah, game room. They fill propane. And typical small campground, you know, got swing sets and tennis courts and horseshoes, but it's a small campground. But the majority of this campground is what, Miles? Permanent sites? I'd say the majority is permanent. But you can see that this is mostly permanent sites.